sector reforms towards food sufficiency. Appeal court frees proscribed IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. Federal government to launch emergency ambulance services. And from the foreign scene, Ghana traders close shop in protest against new taxes. Thank you very much for joining us on the news tonight. I am Oyewumi Ayinigbera. The Federal High Court in Akure has ordered the All Progressives Congress APC to conduct fresh primary for Akoko South, West and East Federal Constituency. The court said the shadow election should be conducted within 7 days. The consent judgment was based on the agreement of all the parties involved. Meanwhile, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress and aspirant to the Akoko South, East, Southwest Federal Constituency, Adegboyega Adefarati, says he accepts the consent judgment of the Federal High Court in Akure, directing the conduct of a rerun election. Mr. Adefarati said his decision is to allow for peace and harmony in the APC and find lasting solution to the litigations within the APC fold.
I asked for it to dash all the tensions that have emanated since we had the primary. So it is a consent judgment which I agreed, I approved of. So it's a welcome development. He said we should notify INEC within 7 days the time we are having the primary. It's left for the party to decide.
Mr. Adegboyega Adefarati speaking on the judgment. And still on judicial matters, the appeal court sitting in Abuja has discharged the embattled leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. Kanu is being prosecuted by the federal government at the Federal High Court in Abuja for 15 count charges bordering on treasonable felony and terrorism, offences he allegedly committed in the course of his separatist campaigns. A 3-man panel of the Court of Appeal said the Federal High Court lacks jurisdiction to try him in view of his abduction and extraordinary rendition of Nigeria in flagrant violation of the OAU Convention and Protocol on Extradition. The court held that the 15-count charge preferred against Kanu did not disclose the place, date, time and nature of the alleged offences before being unlawfully extradited to Nigeria in clear violation of international treaties. In the meantime, the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has granted leave to the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, to appeal the decision of the National Industrial Court of Nigeria delivered on the 21st of September. In a ruling delivered by the Justice Aman Barker on October 7th, the court granted ASU 7 days to file its notice of appeal before the National Industrial Court on the condition that the order of the lower court is obeyed immediately. ASU had applied to the court to grant its leave to appeal against the interlocutory order of Justice Polycarp Aman of the National Industrial Court. ASU also asked for an order staying execution of the decision of the National Industrial Court pending the hearing and determination of its appeal. Efforts are ongoing by stakeholders in Ondo State to ensure that rural roads are given adequate attention towards achieving food sufficiency in the state. To this end, Ondo State Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project RAMP, with the support of World Bank and a French Development Agency, embarked on a stakeholders workshop on road sector reforms in Akure, the state capital, to sensitize those concerned on the need to maintain rural roads after construction. Omoriola Ungbiji reports that the meeting was also part of processes required towards execution of legislative bills for Rural Access Road Authority, RARA, in Ondo State.
One of the challenges threatening African countries' development is access to good and motorable roads, especially in rural areas where food and raw materials are being produced. To this end, the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project, RAMP, has concluded plans to embark on massive rural road construction. However, the need for the projects to stand the test of time requires adequate maintenance, which necessitated this stakeholders' workshop on proposition of bills for the creation of Rural Access Road Authority, RARA, and State Road Fund, SRF. Present at the workshop are local government chairmen from across the 18 local government areas of the state, members of Ondo State House of Assembly, Ministry of Agriculture, farmers, among others. World Bank Rural Sector Reform Consultant, Mason Abedin, who gave analysis on how to ensure huge success in road maintenance, said little contributions from taxpayers will go a long way in addressing rural road maintenance if followed holistically.
We have to really think creatively on how we can raise this revenue in order to meet it. Now, we have estimated some mechanism whereby there will be a certain percentage from IGR.
Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, represented by a special advisor on rural road and community development, Kolawole Babatunde, said the proposed bills will also ensure adequate database for riders and drivers plying the rural roads for security reasons.
We can't wait to see our roads being constructed, those that needed upgraded being upgraded, so that our rural dwellers can begin to enjoy in that aspects.
Also, State Project Coordinator, Ondo State Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project, Olushola Dada, maintained that rural sector reform will bring about a new lease of life in the transportation sector for the benefit of citizens.
Let me therefore humbly make a clarion call to all stakeholders here present to kindly support the road sector reform using Rural Access Road Agency, RARA, and the State Road Fund, SRF bill, when the process of both initiation and passage kicks off.
Participants welcomed the initiative, saying it will bring lasting solutions to the difficulty facing rural dwellers and the state's economy.
So we are now asking them, okay, this road, you want to pass it, pay step by step. They will pay because they will not consider the condition of the road before and now.
If the government is ready, and then I believe that the judiciary is also ready, there's nothing that is going to stop us as a legislator now.
A communique issued after the meeting will form the basis for the agency's implementation by the state's legislative body. Omoni Olahungbiji, Osrc News.
Ondo State House of Assembly has stressed the need to consider more alternate revenue generation means in order to enhance the state internally generated revenue. The Chairman, House Committee on Finance, Mr. Sunday Olajide, during an oversight visit to the State Internal Revenue Service, ODIRS, assured of the lawmakers' readiness to initiate laws that will improve on the activities of the agency in the state. House of Assembly correspondent Omoshiliola Adesoya Ajayi completes the story.
The increasing cost of governance as well as dwindling oil revenue leading to the need to evolve strategies to improve on the revenue generation in the state informed the basis of discussion during the visit of members' House Committee on Finance led by the Chairman Sunday Olajide to headquarters of the State Internal Revenue Service. The Chairman ODIRS, Mr. Tolu Adegbe, thanked the lawmakers for being the driving force of the agency's activities through lawmaking. While acknowledging the support of Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, Mr. Adegbe noted that the service has fashioned out advanced strategies that enhance internal revenue generation in the state.
We appointed two consultants, one to work on tax on dividends of individuals in other states, and then want to work on withholding tax on interest payment from banks. So from those two, we actually made a lot of money. And then subsequently, on a yearly basis, the figure in terms of withholding tax on dividends has increased phenomenally. Almost all the registrars now, they just pay us automatically as a matter of course. But we still conduct an audit every 2 years.
Chairman of the committee, Sunday Olajide, we expressed confidence that development will thrive when citizens pay their taxes, also charged the agency on innovative steps aimed at boosting the state's IGR.
This registration, I know, take account of
your own interest as a state, the local government, where this particular mass is situated, ordinarily should collect rent.
That's what we had here collecting now.
So,
but they're not telling us.
So, we said that it's now either you want to, centralize it, collect on their behalf, and join it to part of what you share.
Land use, yes, and share all of them.
So, if you have not been giving them, you can't blame them for collecting before.
Olajide commended Governor Akeredolu for providing enabling environments and the management of ODIRS for putting up new initiatives towards achieving better results. Other members of the committee, while assuring the management of ODIRS of legislative backings to enable the agency continue to do more, also called for ideas that would better the lot of the state. They expressed confidence that the meeting will serve as a veritable platform for the agency to equip itself with needed information to surpass its targets. Omoshiliola Adesoye Ajayi, Osrc News.
And in a bid to enhance food production and ensure standard agricultural practice in line with modern-day techniques, the federal government is training no fewer than 75,000 agricultural extension agents across the nation for better service delivery to farmers. Speaking at the 3-day training for extension agents held at the ADP office in Akure, the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Mohammed Abubakar, explained that the training is one of several strategies put in place by the ministry to revitalize the nation's economy and end youth unemployment through agriculture. OSRC's Joseph Ikugbomire reports that the beneficiaries are being trained in 3 value chains, which include yam farming, poultry, and oil palm production. The report.
The fortunes of the country's agricultural extension system has declined due to various reasons which has affected food production and exposed the nation to the dangers of unemployment, youth restiveness, and economic instability. The need to address this gap brought about the 3-day training which is ongoing simultaneously across the nation to empower participants with skills in the use of extension delivery methodologies and tools for global best practices. Declaring the training open, the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Mohammed Abubakar, said the ministry decided to revitalize the program in order to save the nation from untold hardship that may arise now and even in the future. Represented by Mr. Ojo Sande, a senior official in the ministry, the minister said the training is first in a series of batches that will empower the extension agents with knowledge that will in turn enhance service delivery to farmers, both in terms of production practices and equipment for technical support.
This training is one of several strategies planned by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to halt the drift in the agricultural extension system with aim of pursuing the revitalization agenda of the Nigerian economy by the federal government.
Ondo State Commissioner for Agriculture and Forestry, Mr. Olayato Aribo, represented by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Mr. Edward Ogumola, while reeling off the various achievements and commitments of the government to agriculture in the state, reiterated the present administration's drive to continually prioritize agriculture.
We need to continue to assist farmers to identify and analyze their production problem, become aware of the opportunities for improvement via extension service provisions by well-trained extension specialists. It's a task that must be done for us at the state.
The program manager of the Ondo State Agricultural Development Program, Mr. Babashola Adeniyan, enjoined the participants to make quality use of all they will learn in the interest of the state and country.
The drive by the present administration to revitalize agricultural extension services in Nigeria is to help farmers and other value chain actors to make effective use of productive forces and advances in information technology to improve the livelihoods of rural populations, then create jobs and promote sustainable agricultural and socio-economic development of the country.
Some participants lauded the government for the initiative, stressing that it will go a long way to bring about enhanced food production in the years ahead. Joseph Ikugbomire, OSRC News.
You're still watching OSRC News at 7. After the break, we'll bring you more stories. Please stay with us. Glad to know you're still watching the news, and you can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng, or follow us on Facebook OSRC TV Ondo, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. Eminent Nigerians have extolled the leadership qualities of Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, describing him as a national icon prioritizing safety, security, growth, and progress of the nation. Speaking with Osrc in Abuja, the people said the national honor bestowed on Governor Akeredolu is outstanding and will motivate other leaders to at all times be steadfast in taking decisions that will make the country a better place for all. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole completes the story.
The national honor of the Commander of the Order of the Niger, CON, backed by Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, has continued to generate reactions from far and near. Some Nigerians who spoke with OSRC in Abuja congratulated the governor and described the honor as well deserved.
I want to thank God Almighty for what He's doing in the good life of our governor. I can tell you that he's a man of grace. This is what we've seen today. Look at everyone here from all walks of life to honor this man, this great man. Nothing else to say than to thank God for his life.
It's a thing of joy, to us in Ondo State, not only to the governor, but to the entire, sons and daughters of Ondo State.
Before you honor anybody in the society, he certainly must be a good person. I think his courage, his character, his candor must have worked for him. Those things that people consider aberration, albatross, are those things that have not worked for him, that they have not seen him a shining light.
It's a pride to all of us who are citizens of Ondo State, whether you are working in Ondo State or not. For the fact that he's been honored is an honor to all of us. We are proud of him, and we also feel proud as a person.
I can see that it was an arrangement of those that you can call people of quality from Ondo State. So I have no reason not to join to celebrate them.
My message is that I want everybody to continue to support Mr. Governor, support all of us, and we'll continue to deliver according to available resources.
The governor and I have the same horoscope, we share the same star. So we have a lot of similarities. And so I want to give thanks to God and thank all those who have come to felicitate with us. It's not just for the governor, but also for all other Ondo State indigenes that Mr. President honored today. That's why we have thrown this dinner party to honor them.
For this great award that was bestowed upon him by the president, I wasn't expecting it. The man behind Amotekun, how will he get an award?
Others said the award has further spotlighted the state based on the number of its citizens who were honored.
I'm very happy about it, and it gives me power to do more.
I thank God that has happened, and I'm one of the awardees on OFR, Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic, which is a very good order. So I'm happy about it, and it enables me to work more for my country.
Aside Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, 10 other indigenes of Ondo State, including the DG of Akure, Oba Aladetoyinbo Aladelusi, Olowa of Igbaraoke, Oba Adefarakunmi Agbede, Akin Aruwajoye, and Professor Dayo Faduile were also honored. From Abuja, Wahab Bankole, OSRC News.
The need for advocacy and screening for early presentation and diagnosis of breast cancer to reduce its mortality rate in the country has again been brought to the fore. These were the issues addressed at the commemoration of the 25th anniversary of Breast Cancer Association of Nigeria and also the 4th International Breast Cancer Symposium. Olusheye Akinwale reports that the event, which had dignitaries, royalty, BRECAN members, secondary school students, and Be More Girls, had as a theme closing the data gap for precision cancer control in Nigeria. The report is presented from our studios.
The 4th International Breast Cancer Symposium drew crusaders from within and outside the country with a dream of achieving a cancer-free Nigeria. The wife of Ondo State Governor and founder of Brecan, Mrs. Betty Anyawakridolu, in her address bemoaned the unavailability of registries to collect data on cancer treatment options and called for effective strategies to combat the disease. The governor's wife assured that Brecan will remain focused in the fight against breast and cervical cancer regardless of the challenges.
With the prevailing high rates of cancer incidence and mortality in Nigeria, there is need for a more innovative approach to reduce the cancer burden.
The Chief Operating Officer of Brecan Ibadan chapter, Mr. Promise Ihezi, presented the reflective journey of Brecan, stating that the association is passionate about awareness creation, providing treatment, advocacy, and support patients living with cancer.
This is the foundation of what Brecan was founded, and everything that we do revolves around this declaration.
In his address, Governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, represented by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Dr. Adeyanju Alaruru, commended those who have championed the fight against the disease.
Availability of data helps us in planning. It helps us in monitoring. It helps us to know whether we are making progress or not. Eventually, it helps us in budgeting so that we have a goal that we are pursuing to monitor it.
The Olubadan of Ibadan, Oba Olalekan Balogun, represented by the Maye Olubadan, Lekan Alabi, called on well-meaning Nigerians to contribute to the fight and urged stakeholders to ensure strategies enacted are implemented.
We must support your project. Having a Olubadan is the Imperial Majesty of Senator Dr. Mahmoud Olalekan Balogun Ali is in support of this program, and we further propagate whatever we had here and the documents given to us to the local governments.
The event featured honoring of the departed, celebrating survivors, panel sessions on breast and cervical cancer, as well as breast self-examination by Fiwashaye and Bimo girls, among others.
The League of Imams and Afars in Ondo State has urged the Muslim community to disregard any report on the purported removal of the Chief Imam of Ikaria Akoko. In a statement, the Chairman, League of Imams and Afars, Ahmed Aladishawe, said the Ondo State government had already intervened in the crisis rocking the Ikare Muslim community, and his decision stands. Aladishawe said the problem, which has already been resolved, would not be allowed to rear its head. He insisted that the League of Imams and Afars was not in support of the sack of the Chief Imam of Ikaria Akoko and urged faithful of the town allow peace to reign. The federal government will launch the Emergency Ambulance Services pilot program tomorrow in Abuja to ease access to first aid and medical care in critical situations. This was announced in Abuja by Chairman of the National Emergency Medical Treatment Committee, NEMTC, Dr. Felix Ogedegbe, at a bi-weekly ministerial media conference that was moderated by Dr. Osage Hanure, Minister of Health. According to him, the National Emergency Medical Service and Ambulance System, NEMSAS Committee, was established 4 years ago with the mission of developing a Nigerian ambulance service. Still in health, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, and Prevention says the country recorded 2,187 confirmed cases of cholera and 233 associated deaths from the 1st of January to the 25th of September 2022. The agency said the outbreak of the waterborne disease has been exacerbated by limited access to clean water and sanitation facilities, open defecation, and poor hygiene practices. NCDC urged Nigerians to keep their environments clean, only drink or use water that is boiled and stored safely, ensure food is cooked and stored in a clean and safe environment. Nausea, vomiting, and weakness. President Muhammadu Buhari has appealed to member states of the Gulf of Guinea Commission (GGC) to remit their outstanding annual assessed contributions to the Secretariat. The president said the inability of member states to pay their assessment was threatening the continued existence of the commission. He also called for urgent and collective action against the dangers and threats affecting maritime security in the Gulf of Guinea region. In Ghana, traders in this place are protesting against a new sales tax of 18.5%. Many worry they could be driven out of business as inflation soars and food prices have doubled in the past year.
On one product, government is charging a compounding taxes. The manufacturer has already paid the VAT, the components. Government is expecting me, who is in Kumasi, to pay the same rate of VAT.
This week, before we even went to this close down, something was 100 cities. The next moment you ask, it's not even 110. It's about 200 cities. How are we going to survive in this condition?
We are the main distributors in the Ashanti region. And the Ashanti region happens to be, we happen to serve the middle part, that is the northern part of Ghana. And in this case, if the government doesn't come in to assist or come in to regulate the policies he has implemented on us, it is going to get some of us leaving the market.
From the foreign scene, we conclude the news tonight. But before we go, a quick look at the top stories. We told you that the Federal High Court in Akure has ordered the All Progressives Congress APC to conduct a fresh primary for Akoko Southeast Southwest Federal Constituency. The Ondo State government has engaged relevant stakeholders on rural sector reforms towards its food sufficiency drive. The federal government will tomorrow launch its emergency ambulance services to ease access to first aid in critical situations. And from the foreign scene, traders in Ghana have protested against a new sales tax of 18.5%. And that's the news tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Good evening.